Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant morning to all of you. And I am grateful to the administration of Masbate Colleges and particularly to Dr. Sani Maglenti for the opportunity to get invited for today's conference. I was given an assigned topic on socioeconomic sustainability, and I tried to study the situation. This is intended for graduate students. And because you are graduate students, I would like to take you down the lane to show you how you can do a research on sustainable development. So let me share to you on screen by sharing my screen. So as if you have your computer, you can also follow me here and I will teach you the approach on how to go through with this topic. For example, when we speak of sustainable development, we have to begin with finding what is the journal. So we make a web search on the Journal of Sustainable Development. For example, in this case, here, we have several titles here. Journal of Sustainable Development, International Journal of Sustainable Development, um, this one by Taylor and Francis. Another one is on Wiley Online Library, International Journal of Sustainable Development. So there are several titles here. When you want to pursue research and you already have in mind what is your topic, and your topic is sustainable development, the first thing you need to do is find which journal in the world best fits or approximates your subject matter. And in this case, you have this journal. So I will give you one example for this, and this is the International Journal of Sustainable Development and World Ecology. So when you get inside this journal, you are given this information, the abstract, okay, and then how to submit an article. Why? You have to know what are the steps in submitting an article to this journal because you are going to submit your paper when it gets to be finished. Look at this, okay? And then after that, let's take a back seat a little bit. Okay. Then on the top, there are issues, there are volumes, all of this together. And there is the home page. All right. And with this information, you can now begin to find an article of your choice so that you can model your article here. And at the same time, you can also find what are the requirements to submit an article here. Look at this. Okay. Here. So you need to go through with this information and find the journal. To make the long story short, you can actually open one article here, for example, this one. And when you type in this and search this online, you will be able to find the article. After you do this, syempre, meron ka ng journal, you need to take a look at how you're going to proceed by knowing more about what the topic holds for you. So I will bring you to a website that contains expensive or pricey material so that you can learn how to download for free because this is a file sharing platform. Okay, so this website is called Library Genesis. Okay, so here's the website. So you type in sustainable development and you click in the site tech and then you search. Once you search for this, you will be able to see these are the books. And when you find one kind of book that you want, for example, here, um, GIS for sustainable development. This is what you want. You just have to click the title. And then after you click the title, you wait for the cover to appear on the left side. And then you click the cover on the left side. And then there is a word get here. And then you click the get. And then the article, the book actually um, is being downloaded. And then this does not only contain books. We can also find here other sources. For example, Sustainable Development Encyclopedia. It is very important that you get an encyclopedia as one of the core references because the encyclopedia has a very extensive explanation of the subject matter in question. So when you search for this, then you will be able to find a copy of an encyclopedia. Like for example, this one. This is an encyclopedia. So you get one of these and then you download and the magic happens. After that, what are some articles that you can find about sustainable development? So you remove the encyclopedia here. And then you click on the scientific articles and then you search for the articles. Here you will be able to find high-level articles dealing on sustainable development. So if you like this article number one, you just have to go to the left side, um, LibGen. This can't be reached. Okay, maybe the other one can be it here. Okay, and then you get the get, and then with the get, you will be able to download the article. See? Okay. So what I'm trying to show you now is where to find the sources. After that, of course, you need to find more about the subject matter. So you go to this website, which is called Google Scholar. This is the world's largest database for scientific sources. More than 280 million sources for academic purposes can be found in this website. So all you need to do is type in sustainable, sustainable development here. And then you will have 3.6 million articles that you can actually make use of. And so the question is, where do you begin from here? All right. So to begin here, you need to start with a basic. Just like when you eat, you wash your hands, or when you observe the COVID protocols, you need to have you need to wash your hands with alcohol, and then you need gloves. These are the basics. So the basic for doing um, online research is actually to look at the um, research reviews. So let us type here research reviews. Reviews. All right, like here. You will know it is a research review because there is colon, a systematic literature review, and then, um, that's another review. A bibliometric analysis. Where are the others? Education for Sustainable Development Research Overview. So what is the purpose of a research review? It actually analyzes about more than 100 articles, and then from there it teaches you four basic information. One, what have already been discovered about this topic, what is not yet discovered about this topic, which we call research gaps, and then what have been the hypotheses that were already explored so that you can actually utilize them in your own hypothesis, and what are the directions of further study. You will get that. But when you search for research reviews, there are several names that you can actually type in. One is called literature reviews. Literature reviews. That's another term for research reviews. So, sustainable development literature, transdisciplinary bibliography. All right. And here is another type of review which we call systematic. Systematic. Okay. Here. So when you change the search term to systematic, you will see it here, systematic review. All right. And then the last that I'll show you is called meta-analysis. So we will see meta-analysis. So when you look for reviews, it can either be a search term for research review, literature review, systematic review, and meta-analysis. You need to read these. Why? Because when you submit your article to an editor, the first thing that he does is look at your title and look at your pores over your sources. And if he finds sources on research reviews, it means that you are a trained researcher. If there are no research reviews, then you are an innocent researcher. All right, here. After that, we need to know what are the theories on sustainable development. So let me show you this one. Theories. Here. Theories of sustainable development here. So you will see it here in Google Scholar. Now, before I go any further, I'd like to let you know about certain things here that you might need to know about the features. If you click in the stars here on the left side, all right, then it will darken. Now, it means to say that you have included this in your database. So if you click on the upper right, My Library, then those that you click with the stars are actually part of your library. So anywhere in the world, as long as there is an internet connection, you will be able to know and get this. All right. The other one is this double quotation marks. Once you click this, then you will be given the bibliography. All right. So here's another one. Okay, this is the bibliography. You just have to copy. Kasi hindi maganda na kinakamay natin pagsulat. Kasi baka magkakaroon tayo ng kakulangin dito sa tamang spelling, dito sa tamang entries. All right. And then there is also cited by 47. This means that this book has already been cited by 47 publications. All right. So if you click cited by 47, then all the 47 sources are here and you can even read them. You see? Ang ganda nito eh. Related articles are, of course, the articles that have similar content as the one that you're looking for. And so it will also increase your ability to read these articles. All 8 versions. It means that there are 8 websites containing the same topic, the same book that carry this particular source. So the more websites carrying the source, the better is the quality, right? Okay. And then from the theories, all right, we will look for empirical evidence. Now, why do we need to get sources on empirical evidence? Meaning, the hypothesis in the past on sustainable development, when tested, what were the results? And so this is called empirical evidence. This should be the basis for your support to the results of the test for a hypothesis. This could be a basis for your introduction, or this could be a basis for your um, theoretical framework. So look at that. These are the empirical evidence. So meaning, um, does this um, hypothesis or theory actually work in real life when you are going to test them. So these are the answers. Okay. All right. Next one is, what are the hypotheses? Hypothesis. Okay. So what are the hypotheses connected to sustainable development? Find them here. And then how were they tested? And then what were the results? Okay. So that's very good. Another one is best practices. If you want to study something, there could be great practices there. Look at that. Best practices. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So these are the best practices, and you just have to find from here what works in other countries may actually work in our own country. All right. And then after that, you can take a look at your place. What are some studies on sustainable development in Masbate? Okay. All right. So these are articles. There are 936 articles written on sustainable development with reference to Masbate. See? And then you can also take a look at among all these 936, what were the focus in terms of content for these studies on sustainable development? What were the dominant methodologies? Okay, so that's it. After that, I'd like to introduce this to you. You need to also take a look at sustainable development and then thesis. Okay, sustainable thesis, development thesis. All right, all right. This is it. Thesis. Why do you need this? So that you will be able to, for example, here's one. You will be able to take a look at how this topic, when developed into a thesis or dissertation, would look like. So you download that particular thing here. So let's wait for a few seconds. And you look at how it is titled, and then the introduction, and then the statement of the problem or the hypothesis, and then you look at what theories are used, and then you look at how the methodology was crafted, and then you can take a look at the questionnaire being attached to that, because you can actually find questionnaires in existing theses. So that's it. And then you will know a lot about that particular study. Okay. So this is the way it goes. Okay. Yun. So I would no longer wait for that to download. But the point is, if you are about to write a thesis and your subject matter is already known, then type that subject matter plus thesis or dissertation, and then you can find these studies around the world and then look at them. And then you can probably pattern some of the things that you need to do from there. Okay. And then after that, you can search for this one. Sustainable development. And then questionnaire. See? All right. So here's a questionnaire on sustainable development. You download, then you observe how it looks like, and then um, the technique here is that you print this and then you answer that, so that you will sort of know the intimacy of the items in the questionnaire, and then ask yourself, is this what I'm looking for? Is this a kind of measurement to what I'm looking for? Which of these can be adopted? Okay, so ito, strongly disagree, strongly agree, okay, don't know, and then in between. And so you just take a look at this. Which ones can you adopt? There. See? All right. So you can actually choose several questionnaires and then, blend them together. Those that match your review of the related literature, then you already help along this line. Okay. The next one is, what are the topics of sustainable development? So topics on sustainable development. Here. Okay. No poverty, zero hunger. Tapos, there is also like this. Okay. Topics. We will see. Yeah. Here. 80 sustainability research topic for students. Top 30 global sustainability research papers. So you just have to check on here, and then you will be able to find which particular angle you would like to study about sustainable development. Okay. Now, here are also a few things that I would like to teach you more. For example, when you say sustainable, and then you type in etymology. Saan ba talaga nanggaling ang word na to? Because you are a researcher. So you look at the etymological definition and that's it. You will be able to get it. All right. It comes from the Latin word sustinere, to hold, but it was regularly used in medieval French. Okay. After that, after you look at the origin of the word, and then you type in here definition for a while. Definition. Sustainable development. Definition. Here. Okay. Now, if you click on this sound, then you will be able to hear it. Okay. This is the pronunciation. Yeah, sustainable development. Don't you like that? Okay, here. Now, another point I'd like to teach you today is how to find the best sources in the web. So let me introduce to you, okay, one way to look at the best sources. All right. So example, if you go to Google Scholar here, I think your teachers must have told you that there are only two leading publishing houses in the world. They are called indexing companies. One is called Scopus Elsevier, and the other one is called Clarivate Analytics. There is nothing that is better or higher than the two. In fact, they say that the latest the definition of gray literature is that any literature outside of Clarivate Analytics and Scopus Elsevier is considered gray, meaning no longer trustworthy. And you need to really vet out, you need to really to really test whether that article is good. Okay, so all you need to do is just this. You type in the topic, then we will just remove Masbate here. And then you type in sustainable development, Clarivate Analytics. So here, you see, Clarivate Analytics. Clarivate Analytics. So meaning all these articles come from Clarivate Analytics. So you just have to click one, and then you would like to know where it is. All right, so it's here. You can find it in this website, the Clarivate Analytics articles. Or the other way is you are going to restrict your search to sustainable development and then Scopus. Once you type in Scopus and then you search for that, all of the articles that are presented to you here are actually coming from Scopus. right? All right. So, for example, this one, Elsevier. Elsevier means, a subsidiary of Scopus. Springer, it is also Scopus Index. All right. So, for example, this one, just have to click that. And once you click, you will go immediately to the article here. This is the article. All right. Okay. So you will be able to get the article here. Okay. Now, I would like to give you another website, and that website is called PubMed. PubMed is a leading website for medical, health, um, environmental, science, you know, because PubMed is not only limited to medicine. All right. So if you type in sustainable development as a topic, then you search it here, sustainable development. There are 36,013 articles in this particular website. Look at this. Napakagaling na website to. Okay? All right. For example, tourism and sustainable development. You click that and then you open the article. And here it is. You know, and whenever you find an article or search for one, you have to take a look at what is the bibliography. So you click on the site on the upper right, and you just have to copy this. This is actually EPA version um, 7. And then uh, links, Springer link. Okay. So you click that source where you can find that. So it's going to be by article 34.95. Okay. So if you do not want to buy the article because you don't have money, you just have to look for, okay, can we back it here? You look for the DOI. Okay. You copy from here, from the word DOI, because you cannot get that. And then you open a new tab. And then we go to a file sharing platform, which is, okay. All right. Then we open. For a while. I hope the site works. If it does not, so. Okay. And then we find that, and then we just paste it there, the one that we copied. And then we click the key, and then the article comes out. Okay. And then you can actually get this article from here. Okay. So this is a file sharing website there. Now, after that, certainly, what is good thesis? What is good research? All right. So you need to find how to evaluate your work. So checklist of research proposal. Proposal here. All right. Checklist for research proposal. You don't have to wait for your teacher because on your own you can be educated. You take a look at these, that these are the things that you are going to look for: the literature review, the theoretical framework, the research problem, the methodology, and all. And you need to explain the answers to your questions, like are the resources that are required, the data analysis, the ethical considerations, references overall. Okay. And then to think that that's not the only one, there can be many other files that you can take a look at. Checklist elements of a research proposal. There is another one from Sage. So we will see how it looks like. Okay. From the title, everything else. Problem statement, 1 2 paragraphs, purpose of the study, literature review, methodology. What are the things in methodology that you have to take a look at? Method, rationale, all of this. Although by limitations of my time, I cannot explain to you. I am trying to guide you that on your own, you can actually find the sources that you need to do. And then after that, of course, then you need to prepare for your defense. So you say, how to prepare for defense of your research proposal. Preparing for your dissertation proposal defense. All of this. See? And then after that, how to prepare for defense of research. No longer a proposal. All right? Advice for the defense. What are you going to do? Yon. Ito. All right? And then, what are the checklists? Checklist for thesis. And then search. Okay. So, checklist for a thesis. Writing a thesis or dissertation. Thesis format checklist. All of this. See how beautiful it is. Okay. Now, after this, syempre, you need to take a look at, other sources. So, let me give you this one. YouTube is the world's best online university. It is not YouTube is not just a place for movies or that you can find your favorite actors and actresses and singers, but it also teaches you a lot of things. For example, how to select a thesis title. Oh, here. So the technique here is to find the shortest presentation, because the shortest presentation is the most difficult to write. You can get an overview in 3 minutes. I will no longer play this. And then after that, from 3 minutes, you go to 5, you go to 16, and then you go to 38. So from a compressed 3 minutes up to half an hour, you should already be able to know exactly what the title is. What are you looking for? All right. And then another one, for example, how to write a thesis introduction. Here, search, writing the research introduction. All right. Then how to write a theoretical framework. There. Oh, so how to, meaning all the parts of the thesis, meron ng ganito. Including this one, how to write a questionnaire. Yan. So this is how to write a questionnaire. See? Very, very good. All right. And then the YouTube, anything that you need to learn about research and even softwares. For example, uh, how uh, softwares, plagiarism softwares. What are they? Okay. So these are the various plagiarism softwares. And then you can even add here free. There it goes. Hmm. See? Now, since my time is very short, I'd like to bring you to another website which is called doaj.org. The doaj.org is the directory of open access journals. So you just have to click articles and then you type in sustainable development because that is your topic. And then we will see. So all of these articles are on sustainable development. All of these. And there can be many here. 49,095 index articles on this particular topic. See? Napakaganda. Okay. Now, there can be articles here that are um, foreign language. All you need to do is just copy the article in the foreign language and then you go to Google Translate and you paste it there and then you can translate that French article into English, into Filipino, and even Cebuano. Ang sabi ko sa estudyante ko na, all right, find English articles. Sir, but we cannot understand. Okay, convert that to Tagalog or to Filipino. And then, sir, we still cannot understand. Okay, convert that to Cebuano. Bisaya na, no? Then, hindi pa rin nila maintindihan. Sabi ko, uminom kayo ng bindita 1 litro. So, pag magsipaglayas na yung mga espiritu na ayaw kayo matuto, no? All right. So, that is my joke to them. So, let me um, synthesize my presentation like this, that a thesis is never finished unless it is published. And I have shown you how to go through with the different stages, starting from a conception. But of course, you cannot make a study if it is not in conjunction with your course. So if your course is, for example, PhD in education, it has got to be in education. PhD in anthropology, it has got to be a PhD in anthropology, no? So that particular subject matter that you will write on should be a a topic that comes from your discipline. And after you're able to decide on the topic, then that is a time that you need to restrict your topics into subtopics and then find the sources and then the methodology that I taught you. There is much that I want to teach you, but my time is 40 minutes. And I would like to thank you at this point in time. I hope that you have learned some of the skills because students need skills and not just information. And I hope that the skills you will be able to utilize as you face the daunting task of writing a thesis. For the other panelists today, other plenary speakers, I leave it to them to talk more about the content of the particular topics in great depth and breathe. But I chose to speak on skills that you can make use of as students of research. My time is up, and so thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity that we are able to journey together. Okay? So, Sir Sunny, salamat po sa invitation. Okay. Godspeed. And if you want to write me, you can write me hinaruhapos@gmail.com, or you can text me Globe 0917-703-5283, or you can find me in Facebook, Hinaro Virador Hapos, or you can also find me in YouTube, Mirador Habos, where you can find all my lectures, my keynote speeches, my plenaries, and then, in the different parts of the country and also in the Asia Pacific, you can learn from my presentations. Thank you once again. A pleasant day to all of you.